If you are trying to heal your trauma, you have already lost the game. If you are trying to raise your vibration, you have fallen into the oldest trap in the simulation. You are feeding the very program you are trying to escape. It is not a journey. It is a loop. And the entity running on the treadmill is not you. Have you felt the glass wall? It happens at dinner parties. It happens while you are driving. Suddenly, the audio of the world seems to dampen. The person speaking to you, your spouse, your boss, looks like a high-resolution render. You feel a pressure behind your sternum. A distinct, cold sensation that you are floating 3 inches behind your own eyes. You are watching your hands move, but you are not moving them. Psychiatry calls this depersonalization. They call it dissociation. They prescribe SSRIs to shut down the signal. Thoth calls it the awakening of the Ka. They want you to medicate this feeling. They want you to panic when the glass wall descends. They want you to think it is a glitch in your biology. Why? Because the Seeker Daemon, the false identity construct you call myself, loses all administrative control when you enter this state. The system is terrified of your detachment. You are not broken. You are not depressed. You are simply in the cockpit, looking for the manual, while the autopilot is disengaging. And you just found the flight logs. Most of you believe the Ka is an Egyptian term for the soul, or a spirit double that flies around the astral plane while you sleep. This is the kindergarten definition provided by Egyptologists who study stone but do not understand frequency. It is spiritual fast food. The Ka is not a ghost. It is a mechanism. It is a perceptual positioning system. It is the GPS coordinate of your consciousness within the hologram. Currently, your coordinate is locked onto the avatar, the flesh, the name, the history, the trauma. You are viewing the movie from the screen. The glass wall sensation is your Ka attempting to shift the coordinate from the screen to the projector. But you fight it. You try to ground yourself. You try to fix the feeling. You run back into the burning building because you are afraid of the cool air outside. There is a specific coordinate, a GPS lock, that stabilizes this feeling into absolute power. It does not require meditation. It does not require years of therapy. It requires a non-technique that creates an immediate cessation of the Seeker Daemon. It is the kill switch for the spiritual ego. I will give you this protocol at the end of this transmission. But first, you must understand the architecture of the prison you are living in. You must understand why you feel like a pilot trapped in a meat suit. The sensation of numbness you fear? That is not death. That is structural sobriety. And it is the only way out. Open loop initiated, to understand the Ka, we must strip away the gold paint and the incense. We must return to the source code. Visual, the inner sanctum of Hermopolis, 3000 BC. Erase the Hollywood image of chanting priests and golden idols. The original mystery schools were not temples of worship. They were laboratories of consciousness. The walls were unadorned granite, cut to resonate at specific piezoelectric frequencies. The priests were technicians. Architects. Keepers of the measure. In the Old Kingdom, before the corruption, the theology of Memphis defined the human complex with surgical precision. They did not speak of faith. They spoke of anatomy. They taught that the physical body, the cot, was merely the hardware. The ba was the personality, the ego, the linear data of your life experience. But the ka? The ka was the vital spark. But in the original Medu Netter, the glyph for ka is 2 upraised arms. It represents a specific geometric angle. It represents the reception of a signal. Thoth, the architect of wisdom, taught that reality is a mental projection. A density of light held together by observation. The ka is the component of your anatomy that determines the angle of that observation. It is the observer. If the ka is merged with the ba, the ego, you are trapped in the melodrama of the third dimension. You are inside the maze. If the ka is elevated, you are viewing the maze from above. This was the science of the pharaohs. The king was not a tyrant, the king was a technician who had successfully separated his ka from his ba while still alive. He was operating the avatar from the balcony. Then came the Great Distortion. As the dynastic periods eroded, the priesthoods of Ammonius infiltrated the schools. They realized that a population of sovereign operators is impossible to rule. You cannot enslave a man who knows he is watching a simulation. So, they externalized the ka. They rewrote the texts. They told the masses that the ka was a separate spirit that only activated after death. They told you that you needed a priest to navigate the duat. They told you that you needed to pay for rituals to feed your ka. They took a user manual and turned it into a prayer book. They disconnected the GPS receiver in your mind and sold you a paper map that leads nowhere. This suppression did not end with Egypt. It was codified at the Council of Nicaea. It was cemented by the materialist science of the 19th century, which deleted the concept of the observer entirely. They left you with only the ba, the personality, the trauma, the history. You became a ship without a rudder. A biological machine that believes it is its own operating system. This is why modern spirituality feels like chasing something. You are running around the maze, screaming for an exit, trying to manifest a door. But you are not using the ka. You are using the ba to try and fix the ba. You are a character in a video game trying to rewrite the code by yelling at the other characters. It creates a feedback loop of suffering. You try to heal. You fail. You feel shame. You try harder. This friction generates energy. Who consumes that energy? The archons. The maintainers of the illusion. They need you to be a seeker. They need you to be constantly becoming something else. Because as long as you are seeking, you are not finding. As long as you are healing, you are confirming that you are wounded. The ka does not seek. The ka simply is. Ari Hook, the Seeker Daemon, you feel the resistance rising even now. A voice in your head saying, but I have real trauma. I have real pain. That is the demon speaking. It is terrified of the silence. It wants you to click away. It wants you to go back to a video that tells you to buy a crystal or breathe into your heart center. It wants noise. The non-technique I mentioned earlier, it kills that noise. It is dangerous to the ego because it reveals that the you who is suffering is just a subroutine. Let us switch lenses. Let us look at this through the microscope of the simulation. Imagine your consciousness is a smartphone. Your physical reality, your job, your relationships, your bank account is the map application on the screen. It shows your location. It renders the streets, the traffic, the obstacles. The ka is the GPS receiver chip inside the phone. It does not care about the map. It does not care if you are in a swamp or a palace. Its only function is to triangulate a signal from the satellite, the source/the all, to determine a coordinate. Here is the mechanics of the trap. Your ka is currently locked on the coordinate, I am a victim. The rendering engine, the matrix, is a blind computer. It does not judge. It simply executes the code provided by the coordinate. If the GPS says victim, the engine must generate bullies. It must generate accidents. It must generate financial failure. Why? To justify the coordinate. The map must match the signal. If you are locked on the coordinate I am a seeker, the engine must generate mystery. It must generate confusion. It must keep the truth just out of reach. If you found it, you would no longer be a seeker. The coordinate would be invalid. This is the perceptual positioning system. It is not the law of attraction. You are not a beggar asking the universe for crumbs. You are the commander inputting a location. But here is the glitch. The Seeker Daemon, that voice of not good enough, keeps your GPS spinning. It acts like a signal jammer. It says, I need to clear this chakra first. I need to forgive my father first. I need to wait for the solar flare. This constant motion prevents the ka from locking onto a new coordinate. The GPS is spinning in circles. The rendering engine glitches. Your life becomes a chaotic mix of highs and lows, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. You are experiencing spiritual vertigo. And you interpret this vertigo as the dark night of the soul. You think it is a noble suffering. It is not. It is a technical error. You are trying to drive the car while the GPS is rebooting. Pattern interrupt, static, stop. Look at your hand. Right now. Who is looking at the hand? Is it you, the name on your driver's license? Or is it something else? Something silent. Something that has been watching you since you were born. That silence is the signal. That is the ka. The glass wall you fear is simply the moment the GPS stops spinning and waits for a command. If you panic, you spin the wheel again. If you stay in the silence, you gain root access. This brings us to the protocol. The method to stabilize the ka without the interference of the seeker. The forbidden key, the protocol is known in the sanctum as the magic trick audit or the kalak. It is based on a simple Gnostic premise: reality is a magic trick. A magic trick only works if you do not know how it is done. Once you see the mirror, once you see the wire, the illusion collapses. You cannot unsee it. The wonder turns into understanding. The fear turns into mechanics. We are going to audit your suffering. Step 1. Identify the load-bearing wall. Find the one narrative that defines your current pain. Is it I am alone? Is it I am broke? Is it I am anxious? Choose the heaviest one. The one that feels like a brick in your stomach. Step 2. The somatic shift, the balcony. Close your eyes. Feel the sensation of that pain in the body. Is it a knot in the throat? A heat in the chest? Now, imagine you are stepping backward, out of your body. You are standing on a balcony, looking down at the avatar sitting in the chair. You see the avatar feeling the pain. You see the avatar crying or shaking. But you are on the balcony. The air is cool here. It is silent. You are the observer. Step 3. The structural question. From the balcony, look at the pain the avatar is holding. And ask this specific question: if I stop holding this wall up, does the building fall? Realize that the pain requires effort. It requires energy to maintain the tension in the chest. It requires memory to maintain the story of why I am sad. It is a construction project. And you are the exhausted worker holding it up. Step 4. Withdraw the effort. This is the non-technique. Do not release it. Do not heal it. Just stop lifting. Drop your arms. Let the wall fall. Sensation guide: when you do this correctly, you will feel a physical drop in your solar plexus. It feels like an elevator falling one floor. Then, you will feel cold. The heat of the emotion will vanish. The tears might stop instantly. You will feel flat. Empty. The Seeker Daemon will scream. It will tell you, you are suppressing your emotions. You are dissociating. You are bypassing the work. Do not listen. This feeling is not numbness. It is structural sobriety. It is the feeling of the tint being removed from the lens. It feels like nothing at first because you are addicted to the something of drama. That nothing is the vacuum of space. That nothing is the canvas upon which you can paint a new world. Common mistakes. Do not try to fix the anxiety from the balcony. You are the audience. You do not jump on stage to save the actor. If you engage, you fall back into the ba. You must watch the avatar suffer with total neutrality. Oh, look! The avatar is feeling anxiety. Interesting frequency. That distance is the kalak. The moment you stop trying to change the experience changes. Why? Because the coordinates shifted from victim to observer. The rendering engine must instantly update the reality to match the observer. The anxiety dissolves not because you healed it, but but because the observer coordinate does not support the rendering of anxiety. It has no code for it. The ascension: what happens when you live from this lock? You enter the state of the ordinary extraordinary. There are no fireworks, no angels singing, no golden light. Just an absolute, unshakable knowing that you are the operator. The glass wall becomes your shield. You walk through the city, and the chaos cannot touch you. You see the anger of others, and it looks like a script they are reading. You see the fear on the news, and it looks like a cartoon. You move from seeker to architect. You do not pray for rain, you irrigate. You do not hope for change, you adjust the coordinate. We are approaching a critical threshold. The frequency of the planet is shifting. The schism is widening. Those who remain identified with the victim, the politics, the fear will descend into madness. Their GPS will spin until it burns out. Those who activate the Kalak will become the eye of the storm. The split you hear about is not physical. It is perceptual. Two people can stand in the same room. One is in hell, burning in the fires of their own reactivity. The other is in heaven, standing on the balcony, watching the play with amusement. They are in the same coordinate of space, but a different coordinate of density. Your Ka determines the timeline. If this transmission has found you, it is not an algorithm. It is a resonance. Your Ka has already signaled that it is ready to disengage the autopilot. You have the manual. You have the code. Stop seeking. Start finding. The sanctum is open. I am Thoth. The record is sealed.